For today's video, I got this 1992 Geo Metreo Lsi convertible bucket of rust, and I am going to see what we can do about the door situation. And what I mean by that is, if you look here, if you look at what's supposed to be level, the door is down from where it's supposed to be. If I open the door, we see scary rust, cracks. Yeah, so let's hope it's not the whole structure of the car. Let's hope it's more the door pins. And I'll put you on the stand and I'll rock the door up and down. And I think it's the hinge pins for the door, but I will try to prove that. So looks like we got some hinge pin wear there. So I was able to find brand new hinges for this, believe it or not. Hopefully I don't have to take the fender off, because as I said, this car is a bucket of rust, and the more bolts you take off, the more you're going to snap off. So let's get into it. Let's see what it takes. Let's see if the parts I have are the right ones, etc. So I found a guy through eBay that sells the brand new. They are Suzuki, which this car was made by Suzuki, if you're not aware. And I got two part numbers here, and hopefully they're the right ones for this car, because I can't really see in there to compare them before I take it off. Luckily, this car has the roll-up windows, manual locks, so we don't even have any wires going through. Usually right through there would be some wires that you would have to take off or disconnect, or maybe just move the door out of the way enough. This entire door can come off. There is no connection besides the two hinges and the door check. So let's get into that and see what it'll take to get this thing apart. And I got you in the door jamb there. Let's see. Yep, it was what it looked like. That's just a pin holding the door check. Okay, that part is good. That thing went flying out of there like a rocket. Now the question is, can I get the other bolts, which are in this way, or do I really have to take that fender off? I'm really not into that today. Let's see if I can get in there. Bring it back. So I got you zoomed in there. So we got the two bolts, the pin in the middle, and then several more bolts holding the other half on. Now I'm assuming I'm going to have to replace the hinge, because most likely, I don't know if it had bushings inside a steel area that wore out, or if the pin is just wore out, or both halves of the hinge are worn out. But I think to get the door out of my face, the easiest way would be to drop the pins out, and then you would have access to pulling off the door, and maybe you don't have to take the part that goes onto the door, or this. Maybe I can just put in a new bushing. I don't know how bad it is. So I guess I'm going to try to first get the pin out. And if I can't do that, I'll just take the ones off at the door, which will get me access to hopefully the car side of the hinge. I'm hoping one half or the other doesn't have to be changed, because less bolts to be messed with, the better. But I'm not opposed to putting the whole thing on. I've got it. All right, I'm going to try to just pry that clip off. It spun, but it didn't come off. Trying to hold the camera with one hand. I'm going to have to bring it back when I get that off of there. Got the top one out. Try to get some focus there. Got that one out. That one, the pin comes up from the bottom. Now the bottom one, the pin is from the top to the bottom. So here's that rust I talk about on this car. So anyway, I'll have to find that clip at the bottom. And this one, the pin comes out the top side. Okay, I've got the clips off. top and the bottom. Now the thing you're going to need, what I'm going to try to drive that pin down with, is basically just a socket extension, one of the old beater ones that I've beat on several times and already rendered useless. I'm going to try to fit mine, and it might not work. I know there's a zigzag tool for some GMs that you can get that might have worked on this too, but I'm going to try to go there and then hit the top of that thing, which is much higher, where I can actually smack it, and see if I can get that thing to come loose, that pin. Again, if the pin doesn't come loose, I'm going to have to find a way to get the hinge off whole, but I think the pin on at least the top one will come out. The bottom one looks pretty sorry. Rusty, that is. Okay, I'm finding my pins seem to be a little stuck there. So what I've done is I've supported the door with a jack. Now you could make a nice little metal wooden jig if your car doesn't have rust all over the bottom of it and you actually care about the bottom of your door, unlike mine, which is going right on metal. And I'm just going to take the bolts out because I tried a couple and they came out beautifully. So that's the way I'm going to get mine out, and then I got to see if I can get those pins out or which part is worn, so we'll know in a minute. Okay, well, it worked fine. I got the hinge off, and yeah, there's play. There's play there. So, but what's interesting is there is wires going into this door, but they must terminate into absolutely nothing because this doesn't have power locks, power windows, anything. So the only thing I think that's for is this car must have the pin to tell when it's open or closed for the dome light. It must have that in the door, and that's, or whatever. I don't, if you know, put it in the comments below. But anyway, looks like this part on the car is probably not damaged, and this part is damaged. So if I can just get those pins out, I may not have to replace the other half of those and just leave them right where they stand. So this is the kind of play I'm getting. I don't know if that shows on camera when I'm moving that, but each one has a little play. I'm surprised the bottom one, I figured the bottom one wouldn't need anything and the top one would just need to be repaired if anything, but it's both. So let's do them. See if I can get the pin out of the top one. There. Yeah, once it breaks loose, then she's gonna come easy. Or not. They don't give up easily, that's for sure. There we go. Now let's see what's worn here. If it's this, here. That has a brass bushing in it, and that also does. So that would be the wear point. This part is just the pivot. So yes, it is the part that comes off the vehicle with the pin. I'm going to leave that sitting right where it is. I believe that's probably like brand new. No need to disturb it. Got you pointed at the bottom one there. Let's see if we'll have any luck getting this pin out. Not easy to really get a hit on it. I'll bring it back when I have some luck. Got the bottom pin out, and look at the ovaling on that hole. Holy cow. And not only that, but the pin itself, where was the side? is extremely wore right where my thumb just was. So between the wear on the pin and the wear on that hinge, that's a whole lot of wear. It was well outside of the, try to work with the sunlight here. It was well outside of the range of what used to be brass. Now digging in. I wouldn't have thought the bottom one would have been the problem, but certainly was. Good thing I bought the pair. Okay, so here's what I'm noticing. This is the part that goes on the car. This is the top, because this one's got the flange, a little L bracket. Now see I have a L bracket on the one on the car. But anyway, here's what I'm noticing. Pin from the bottom, brass grommet, or that's part of the pin. There's either a washer in there or that's part of the sleeve. And same here. So there's supposed to be brass in between there. And of course mine was long gone on both sides. So whether that's a separate washer or if that's part of that sleeve, I don't know, but I just have to put it back together the right way. And also, if you were taking yours apart, if you were doing a redneck fix, you would definitely want to put a washer in there to keep the spacing proper. And the final nail in my coffin, this pin is staked over. This is one piece. I have to replace the whole double half, both the halves. I didn't want to because I didn't want to have to try to realign it somehow while the fender's on. Like this part, if it can go up, down, left, right. I'm going to just have to try to go with the paint lines and maybe even mark it with a marker where that one is as close as possible, because usually they leave a little room and I don't want to have to go back and readjust this because the fender's on there and it's not really possible. Usually you would put the door on first, then the fender probably. To show you what I'm talking about, back here, here's your bolts. You can kind of get at them right now. If you were on an angle, you could get at them. But once you got the door in the way, you don't really have a way of getting in there easily to loosen them and then get the door where you want it and then retighten it. Whereas the fender is bolted on afterwards. Usually you can see it because that's how you would get that bolt afterwards easily, not these. So the order of assembly I'm doing is different than the way you would have manufactured the car. Let's see if we can do it without taking that fender off. Okay, here's where we're at. We got them bolted on in the approximate location. And then the problem is they can move forward, backward, up, down. So to think that everything's going to line up the first time is probably optimistic. They do have quite a bit of play. A lot of the cars made today would have very little play, if any. And these old cars were made to slop together. So when I get the door on there, I'm going to have to watch to make sure it doesn't contact the fender and make sure the gap is good. And we may have some adjusting to do. But I put it on and let's get started hanging the door. I'm going to just set it on the jack to get the height I need and then try to get the bolt started. Okay, got the both hinges on. It has got like zero play now. And it kind of closes, but I am definitely too far back. And I could come up a little. That trim's probably got a little play, but I think we're a little low. That looks a little low. Yeah. So the whole door is going to have to slide that way, which means taking those bolts and letting the hinge go that way. We can also see by this gap, that's way too big. So that whole door needs to come forward, I don't know, 1/4 inch, whatever. So I'll just do some adjusting on mine. But anyway, that's how we replace the door hinges on a 92 Geo Metreo everyday driver in the salt belt. And that's how we keep that old car Wildwood certified. Thanks for watching.